Now, if you haven't heard by now, Jake Paul has joined a MMA company called PFL, and in his video he put out about this, he called Nate Diaz out for 2 fights. Yes, 2 fights. So let's read what it says up here. It says Jake Paul has called out Nate Diaz for 2 fight deal, with the first fight being a boxing match, and 6 months later an MMA fight. So, boxing wise, I'm going Jake. Jake, I think, can beat Nate Diaz in a boxing fight. I just, I just, I think he can. MMA fight, Nate Diaz runs Jake Paul over, like runs his ass over. Like there's no challenge in the MMA for Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul. Nate's going to win. But seeing 2 fights from Jake Paul, one in boxing and one in MMA, and both of those fights being with Nate Diaz, should be fucking entertaining. Because Nate Diaz ain't no punk bitch. He's going to fucking run his mouth at Jake Paul. It's going to be an entertaining setup for both fights. So hopefully, Nate Diaz signs the contract to fight both of these fights, because these are going to be big money fights. Like, it'll be Jake's first MMA fight against Nate Diaz, of all people. Like, how many people on their the first MMA fight take on one of the best? That doesn't happen. You build your way up. You got to build in the ranks. You fight the nobodies at the bottom to get to the somebody at the top. Jake's just going to go right up past that and go against Nate Diaz. That's his first MMA fight. Which will also be his first MMA loss, because I just don't think he can beat Nate Diaz in the MMA. But we'll see. We'll see. What do you guys think about this? Are you excited? You think this will be entertaining? Both fights will be entertaining? Because I think they will be.